kianga asita ile kwatocha din aita hoki kwandar wahi nga andi choptati tin nana ayang yarki Vesconia andina stina aita asiti se kamu.
Today, how do Indigenous faiths use drugs and what influence have psychedelics had on Indigenous spiritual beliefs? Joining me to kick us off is Bia Labate, is a professor at the Centre for Research and Postgraduate Studies in Social Anthropology and the author of multiple books on ayahuasca in South America.
A gente recebe a Bia Labate, que é antropóloga. Seja bem-vinda, viu, Bia? Obrigada. Como é o nome?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
It was November 2nd, 1996. And then I drank ayahuasca, or vegetal. I had this most incredible, beautiful experience. A feeling of familiarity, like if I had arrived in some sort of place I already knew. I had some sort of inspiration to let the world know about this marvelous, brew, enchanted, blessed, magical plant from the forest, from the Amazon, from the Indians.
O mestre Almir é uma religião de origem amazônica.
And then I started drinking with indigenous peoples, and I want to go each time more and more in the Amazon, inside forests, and drink ayahuasca with these people. I just think it's incredible that what the discovery of mushrooms meant in terms of a cultural revolution.
Yo quería saber cuáles son los tipos que hay de hongos.
Pues estos son
¿Sí?
sí, pierde fuerza.
Bia has published, now this is her 14th book, bringing a cultural understanding of peyote in today's culture.
Look at those.
Ooh, wow, this is a whole family over here.
Yeah, and big ones. Isn't that amazing?
There's something so poetic about them,
Absolutely.
so sweet. Hey Martin, have you ever tried peyote?
Well, now let's talk about something else.
People like to think that your intellectual path or your spiritual path are two different things. I see it as one same thing, because for me, anthropology and research is a form of trying to understand reality, and by that I gain some sense of meaning and belonging. So I see my work as existential or spiritual. I don't see that big divide. People like to think that, it's a totally different thing. When I'm curious about something, I research that thing, including all levels, experiential, theoretical, political, and activism. And I think that I have as much joy with the spiritual insights and discoveries as I have with the beauty, the cultural beauty of these traditions,
¿A qué edad usted ha comido por primera vez?
Bueno, yo cuando empecé de los 8 años. Dios ruega por nosotros pecadores ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte.
The shaman, he's a translator, a mediator, is the idea that you can jump in and see the other one's perspective.
Porque esto no es un juego para nosotros como mazatecos, los sabios así lo consideran. Ellos son gente que respetan bastante.
These substances or plants or fungi were used by traditional peoples in different parts of the world. There's a lot of crossing and overlapping and cross-fertilization between traditional uses and modern uses and experimentation and the medical subculture.
So I grew up in a very strict religion, and I never really felt free to be myself.
Noche vamos a hacer una ceremonia y durante la ceremonia vamos a decidir qué medicina necesita tu cuerpo.
Do you feel you're more accepting of leaving the Mormon church now?
More accepting of myself, yes. I didn't have the spiritual experiences, I guess, that people had that would make them believe in the church when I was growing up, and then it's interesting that now that I've done ayahuasca, now the spiritual world is opening up to me, and I'm having all kinds of experiences now after I've left the church.
Esta ayahuasquita, vean a conocer acá, qué hermoso. El ayahuasca es una planta maestra, pero estoy trabajando de diferente forma. Trabajo emocionalmente, trabajo espiritualmente, trabajo la humildad, trabajo la transparencia. Eso es lo que quiere trabajar la ayahuasca de mí.
What about yourself? What did you come here for?
To heal and to let go of things that no longer serve me, and I was able to do that. And I felt a compression on my third eye and just light exude from it.
Let's say a big divide between Western culture and Amerindian thoughts. It's this idea that plants are beings and they can teach us. And I believe in that.
Can you show us the business?
Well, I feel that one of the main works that has to be done has to do with decriminalization and legalization.
I was a drug addict. I was fighting, shooting. Eventually, it caught up to me, and I went to prison. And that's when I started realizing about my grandfather's business and about the Native Americans. It gave me a lot of hope and a lot of pride.
Oh, I've been around peyote for 50 years. I got a license to cut anywhere in Texas.
But you can only sell it to the Native Americans.
Yes. There used to be 11 dealers, and then there wasn't enough medicine.
How many dealers are there today?
There are only 3. It's getting kind of scary because it's getting hard for us to get it.
How much of this country has been root plowed and how much is left undisturbed as native brush?
Well, actually, all this used to be wooded before.
Would you expect to find any peyote at all on this root plowed land? No, it doesn't look like it to me either. So the situation looks pretty grim for peyote as long as people are continuing to root plow thousands and thousands of acres every year.
So we're going down to a site called the White Shaman site. These circles that have been impaled and the dots that are decorating this deer are peyote. And I started recognizing other elements in this mural that tie to the hunt for the peyote. I couldn't believe it, and I shared it with everybody in the lab, and I was accused of being the drug lady by the archaeologists of the day.
And this interaction with science, it's very interesting. It's something that I like very much. You're building up a whole community that is a mixture of science and shamanism, you know. Some indigenous groups say that peyote can hide itself from you and you need to sort of hunt it.
I have felt that.
Es que hay muchos honguitos que nacen donde nadie los ve, nadie los conoce. No por donde quiera hay un lugar secreto donde hay ellos.
Dali.
Hola, mucho gusto. Soy Bia.
Empiezan a tomar, es para ti. Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres la Riti Yocho, Ninganta Eni, Tichatanahi, Heritinahi, Oshimi Chatara, Shikwa,